I think I'm live now. So there is some cool stuff that we're going to be talking about today in the stream, but as usual, I want to just go and verify if my audio is audioing. Let me quickly verify that. I think I'm live now. So there is some cool. Yes. So now that everything looks fine, we are going to talk about the breakthrough. This is a breakthrough that I hit this morning today, and a part of it was done on the stream yesterday. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm gonna set up a few more things so that I don't end up exhausting my internet. Yes, there's a chance I might end up doing that. Yes, just a second. Okay, I'm almost there. And with that, guess what? We are done with our setup. That's cool. I'm gonna get this on the side so that I can see it here if I get any message from you guys. Either way, okay. So let me talk about the breakthrough here. The breakthrough, I'll just get this one back here. Anyways, okay. Restart. Let's restart everything. Pretend like nothing happened. Hello. Let me talk about the breakthrough here. Let me talk about the breakthrough. The reason why I'm repeating everything multiple times is because I want to see if I can extract a video out of the stream. So I'm gonna try and repeat things when I sound incoherent. So you're gonna have to bear with me. Either way, there's nobody watching me right now, so that's fine. So I want to talk about a breakthrough that I hit yesterday, or technically this morning. I was working on one of my projects. It's called Ooux prototype. It's a mapping tool for object-oriented UX design. Basically, if you've heard of object-oriented programming, it's very similar to that, but in here I'm talking about the design version of object-oriented programming. So just like we have in object-oriented programming, we have objects here. Those objects have attributes, metadata, actions, and then you can connect those objects, kind of define a relationship between those objects. And this is like a design methodology that you can use while you're working on a new project of yours. There are a lot of benefits of doing so. Like, say for example, if I were to make like a Netflix type of application, what I would do is I would go down to this app that I'm working on and I would create objects. Say I would create an object called movie. Movie can have a bunch of different attributes, like for example, movie can have a name, it can have a genre, right? And it can also have some actions, as in I can watch a movie, I can save to favorites, or there could be some other thing like, let's say hypothetically, duration. No, but duration is not an action. Wait, I can watch the movie, I can save the movie, or I can report / block. I don't know why you would do that, but yeah, these are actions that a movie object can have. Similarly, you can have another object, say TV shows, and this object will have its own attributes, metadata, and actions. And what you can do is basically through this, you can sort of create an attribute here, or this attribute genre. If you have another one, say this, and if I take this and I call this genre, and I can have attribute of type here, and if I connect this here, what I'm basically doing is I'm telling the mapper tool, what I'm basically doing is I'm saying that this movie has an attribute genre which is of type this particular. So what I'm basically doing is that I'm telling that this movie, you know what, we're gonna restart this whole thing because I think I can do much better. Let's try and restart this whole thing, and as I try to explain you the breakthrough. So I want to talk about the breakthrough that happened. I want to talk about a breakthrough that I did. Is it breakthrough that I did or breakthrough that happened? I want to talk about a breakthrough. Technically, I hit this. Technically, it happened yesterday, but a part of it I did this morning. So basically, it's about this OOUX prototyping tool that I'm working on. OOUX means object-oriented user experience. This is a mapping tool where you can create these cards, where each card can have object name, attribute, metadata, and actions. And then you can have these cards and then what you can do is, if you are working on, say, a design project for, let's say, if you want to make a Netflix clone, then what you can do through this tool is basically arrange your objects. Your objects could be movie, and you can define the attributes for your object like genre. And then what you can do is basically you can have another object, say genre. You can have the attribute to be type, and movie can have some actions, like you can watch a movie, you can mark as favorite. You get the point. My point is, you will sort of create these objects for your project, and then you can define the relationship between those objects, and this basically helps you create like a sort of like a mind map before you go and jump into designing your project. It's like the first thing that you would do when you're working on a new stuff. Now this tool allows you to do that, and I made this in Next.js. It's using web components and the canvas behind it. All of this is supported using React Webflow. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on in this app itself, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about something very interesting that I found on stream yesterday, and then I was able to get a very basic prototype of it working today. I'm gonna explain the whole thing using this diagram first. I made this diagram yesterday. So basically this is a tool where you can create a sort of a map for your project, and then what this tool does is that it gives you a JSON schema which will have the objects, the actions, and the relationship between the objects. Say if you were to make like a Netflix clone, the schema would look kind of like this. So you have I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so that you can see clearly. So you have a bunch of objects like movie, TV shows, genre, playlist, user, subscription, recommendation, watch history, etc. And then every object has a few attributes, like a movie can have a title, description, release date, etc, etc. Some actions, like you can play a movie, you can add to some playlist, you can like a movie, you can dislike a movie. Movie also has some relationship. The relationship is that it is related to genre. And now you get this sort of a JSON from the tool. So you get this sort of a JSON using the prototyping tool. And then what I did is I took this JSON, and earlier my plan was to sort of take this JSON and get a wireframe for the user so that they can have like a starting point of their project directly on the screen. So initially when I was trying out a bunch of different things yesterday, I found that I have to write like a very nice prompt, and I have to give that JSON to the model, and then the model will give me the HTML, CSS, Tailwind, JavaScript based wireframe, and then I can take that wireframe and I can render it using, say, something like a iframe on the same prototyping tool in the same canvas. And when you do that, you basically fast forward your prototyping journey for your project, because you can just create like a mind map and you'll get a starting point which you can take and run away with. So that was the initial idea, and today, after trying out a bunch of different things, I was able to remove this step because it was kind of redundant. I didn't really have to make two different requests to two different LLMs. I was worried about their performance, and that's why I was initially trying to make use of two LLMs. But now I was able to just do all of these things with just one single LLM, and the LLM of my choice is Gemini 2.0. There's a, if I can type it correctly, there's like a very good reason why I'm using Gemini 2.0, and the reason is that it's free of cost. I mean, there's some sort of rate limiting, which is okay for as long as I'm just showing the demo of the app, as I can only make like 15 requests in a minute and 1500 in an entire day, but that's all right. Just for the demo purposes, I have set up Gemini 2.0 in my application to see if it can take those JSON and convert them into real wireframes. So yeah, this is the thing that I was doing today, and I was able to hook up a very simple demo for this. Yeah, so let's just directly jump into the demo. So I use this tool to create a JSON. The JSON file is right here, as you can see. Then I take this JSON and I pass it to my Gemini model. This is a simple React app that renders the iframe that the model will return. This iframe viewer I coded yesterday on stream. It's very straightforward. It's just an iframe that takes in iframe ref, which is filled by the HTML content that I'll get from the model. So yeah, I load the model. First of all, I took the public keys from the Gemini 2.0 Flash AI Studio. In here, if you go, where was the link? This. If you go here, you can click here to get the API keys, and then I'm hiding the code. You can click here to get the API keys, and then you can take those API keys and you can directly put them, just a bunch of lines of code. You can take those API keys and write like 3 or 4 lines of code, and you'll be able to use any model directly on your website. So I'm using Gemini 2.0 Flash. For this purpose, I wrote a prompt. This prompt I wrote with the help of O3 Mini, because I found O3 Mini. So what I did basically was I talked to O3 Mini for a while and tried to explain what I wanted to achieve, and gave it a bunch of different examples. And after doing all of that, O3 Mini was able to write this prompt, which was very helpful, because when I write this prompt in Gemini 2.0 along with the JSON, the results are amazing. I'll show you the results in a bit, but I'll just go through the prompt really quickly. The prompt is that you're an expert in creating Figma UI-like wireframes. You are an expert in creating Figma UI-like wireframes using HTML, Tailwind, and JavaScript. You'll be provided with a JSON file structured using the OOUX methodology. Your task is to analyze the object, their attribute, calls to action, and relationships, and then generate a set of UI screens needed for the described application. And then I also gave it an API to use for images. This API returns you a random image of a cat. And then I said, give me the HTML files. You have to return a single JSON file, which will contain an array of all the pages and the HTML for all those pages. The reason why I want the output to be of specific type is because I will just go through the output and simply write a map and then return the iframe viewer component that I made yesterday. So for now, just for the demo purposes, since I don't want to exhaust my quota of everyday usage of Gemini 2.0, I have asked it to only return me 3 pages in that array. But if I remove this line, it's going to return all the pages that are necessary based on the JSON file that I provided. So I'm just gonna go here. This is running on my localhost 3000. I'm gonna reload one so that you can see in the console. I'm gonna reload one so that you can see in the console we have the model. Wow, I'm getting my API key here, which is not great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide it, even though you can just go back the stream and see it, but I'll just make a video afterwards, and I don't want to leak my API key in the video. Anyways, so it's running on port 3000. I'm going to reload it, and in the console you can see we have loaded the model with some API key. I am still seeing the API key. Great. I need to hide that also. Gosh, I should have prepared myself for this. Model loaded. Great. I'm gonna reload again and pretend like nothing happened. So when I reload this website, you will see that on the console we get model loaded because we have loaded the Gemini 2.0 Flash with the API key. And now I'm gonna hit generate. As I hit generate, it will send the entire prompt with the JSON to the Gemini 2.0 API, and whenever it will get the results back, the results would be in the form of a JSON. I'm parsing that and I'm looping over all the pages, and then I am rendering the iframe viewer. So just in about a second or two, we will be seeing a bunch of screens on our screen. In about a few seconds, we should be seeing a bunch of screens. Okay, we did. So yeah, it created all these screens from the JSON file that was created using the mapping tool. And look at these screens. These are not low fidelity, these are high fidelity screens, and these are actually exactly doing all the stuff that we wanted to do and that we asked it to do using the JSON file. So this is a streaming app. We have a nav bar, we have the featured movies, popular TV shows. Then if you click on any movie, you're gonna see this screen where you can play, trailer, playlist, like, dislike, rate, and then also see related movies. And then of course there's a playlist option, and then so on. There's going to be a lot more screen that Gemini returned. I am only showing 3 because I don't again want to exhaust my quota of their daily usage tokens because I don't want to exhaust the tokens quota for the API in just one go. Anyhow, so one of the interesting things that I want to talk about here is that from the JSON file, we had defined a bunch of actions for our objects. So for example, the movie object here has a bunch of actions like play, add to playlist, like, dislike, rate, and these are coming directly from the JSON file. As you can see here, these are the actions, and it was smart enough to take those actions and convert them into real buttons. Similarly, it was able to take all these attributes and put in fake data here. So we got like a really amazing starting point for our project that we wanted to make, which was a Netflix clone. So yeah, this is the breakthrough that I was talking about. I did this morning. I did all of this today morning, but the fun part is that I did all of this today morning and I was very happy when I saw the results, and I'm like, okay, now what I need to do is I need to figure out a bunch of things. First of all, I have to figure out how to show these iframes on the canvas itself so that user can zoom in, zoom out, and resize them according to their need. Second thing, I want to have like sort of a button that can allow them to copy the code that is used to generate this, so that they can take it and probably put it in something like, say, a Figma plugin, which will allow you to convert all of this into Figma styles directly, which will allow you to convert all of these wireframes directly to Figma wireframes, which would be and that's the real deal. I think that's exactly something that a designer would want. So yeah, I'm gonna try and look into doing all of those things eventually, but for now on the stream, what we'll be doing is just let's try to render the iframe inside of the canvas here, because I don't know how to do that. So let's try and do that. But before doing that, I have like a bad news for all of you, which is this app doesn't really work the way it is supposed to, because I kind of messed up a few things, and that's why it doesn't work that great at all. But we'll fix it together, you and me. Why do I have so many changes? I have like a lot of changes here. Wait, what are these changes? Okay, all right. So this is currently hosted on Netlify. I'm gonna go here. I want to go back to a previous commit where I did not add authentication, because I remember ever since I added authentication, I fucked up a lot of things. I'm just gonna do git add dash git commit code. I don't know what these changes are. Okay, git checkout dash b checkout. This spelling is incorrect. t-thomas/old version. And now what I want to do is I want to go back to, I think I added authentication. Where did I add authentication? Add sidebar to add new nodes. This is fine. All of this is fine. Fix all TypeScript errors, edit typings. Did I add authentication here? I want to go back to the commit where I did not have authentication in this app, because ever since I added authentication, everything started breaking up. Let's see if things are still breaking. Let's see. I'm able to create these files, which is cool. I'm able to have these connections working. All of this is working. So I have a feeling I never pushed the code for authentication probably. So let's just go back to main. And oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's make auth, and then we're gonna do git push that dash set upstream origin ttomer / auth. Hello to everyone. Hello to whoever is watching right now. In case you're confused, you can just rewind the stream a little bit, and you will see that I was trying to explain something that I did, which was pretty cool. So, anyhow. I'll go back here. I have a new branch, auth. Great. So let's keep that branch as it is. Let's go to main and git pull -- force. I was not able to do that. Git stash. I can't do that. Sudo rm rf.next because I don't need that. And then I want to see what all changes do we have here. Git pull -- force. Ayo, I'm making a mistake. Git pull origin main. I am up to date. Git rebase -- continue. I have some conflicts here, which is in my package JSON. It says that incoming change is auth, current change is this. I want to have current change. And I hope this is fine. With that being done, also I should have added, where's my git ignore? Yeah, I should have added the .next file folder to the git ignore, because I don't know why that's not being ignored. Git add this, git commit resolved conflicts, cler sudo git git rebase -- continue, successfully rebased. Git, I'm gonna do sudo rm rf.next, git add dash, git continue, git commit removed .next, git push. I hope I did not mess anything up, and I hope my main branch is still fine. So I'm gonna go to my main branch real quick. Sorry. And I wanna check what this is. Okay, I'm getting a call. Just a second. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, good evening, sir. This is Ooux from Finance.
Yes, बताइए.
Sir, आपका sample selection and to consultation right?
हाँ.
हाँ, तो sample selection जो बहुत से reports मिलेंगे क्या?
हाँ हाँ, मेरे को व्हाट्सएप पे आ गए थे.
सारे report आ गए थे सर,
एक पेंडिंग है क्योंकि एक अभी हुआ था. सो
मैं check कर सकता हूँ.
हाँ हाँ हाँ. ओके. हाँ हाँ हाँ, बताइए. नहीं, अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, सब बढ़िया. हम्म 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 हम्म. वैसे डॉक्टर से बात हुई थी क्योंकि उनको वापस शाम को आने को बोला था उन्होंने. अभी शाम को डॉक्टर आने के लिए बोले थे. हाँ, शाम को विज़िट करने के लिए, क्योंकि उनकी कुछ चीज़ें बची हुई थी जो नहीं उन्होंने रिकॉर्ड कर पाई थी, जैसे ब्लड प्रेशर वगैरह. हाँ, 5-6 के आसपास बोले थे वो. हम्म. Avnesh. हाँ, Ankesh, yeah. बिल्कुल 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 ठीक ठीक है, परफेक्ट। हाँ, चलो, थैंक यू वेरी मच, बाय बाय। This was kind of unexpected, I'm sorry. Where was I? Yes. So I had to rebase myself to a previous version of this because in the latest version, when I started adding authentication to my website, I ended up breaking a lot of things. Git commit core reset to previous commit before auth git branches behind by 2 commits. No, that's very much intentional, I'm so sorry. It's intentional and it's important for me to do that, and now when I did it, I should be able to no longer have these 2 commits. Perfect. Very interesting. So now this works, which is great. What I want to do is I want to remove, okay, maybe I'll work on the UI part later, but for now let's try to set up the Webflow in, sorry, the iframe in the React Webflow world. So what I'm going to do is React Flow. It's not React Webflow. I kept saying React Webflow. I'm so sorry. It's React Flow. I want to see if I can show iframe. I don't know. I'll read it later, but let's go to T3 chat and let's ask it some stuff. How do I show an iframe in React Flow canvas? So this is our app. This is the flow where we are showing all the nodes, like here. I was wondering if I can show iframe in here. Create a custom node component will render the iframe, receive data passed from the React Flow graph. Actually, you're right, I can do that. So what I can do is I can go here, components, not here, but I have a card node. So this is a custom node that I created. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna create another one. I'm gonna call it iframe viewer.tsx, which is gonna be very similar to the custom card node that we have. So we're gonna import the same things, node interface. Sounds like a plan. I will also have a new component here, iframe viewer component. Is this okay? I don't know. And then we'll just copy paste this component from our other code base. iframe viewer component.tsx. There you go. We're using React and use state, which we're declaring all of that, which we're never using. So remove that part, and with that being said, this is our iframe viewer component. Now in here I will import that component and then I will return that component. So what I need to do here is that I need to have the correct data type, the name and the HTML. Okay, so I don't need I need data, the entire thing, because that'll be my page. I can probably, never mind, this is fine. Okay, so okay, that's here. With that being said, I can check out the card and how it is being rendered. The card is fine. There is a beautiful thing that we do here, which is we create, what do we create? We create something very interesting. I don't know what that is. Anyways, let's keep everything rolling because what I want to do now is I want to go to the flow and I want to say, just like the card, we are going to import iframe, and just like the card, we are going to set up the type somewhere. I don't know, card type and iframe viewer type. Perfect. And just like that, what else we want to do? Okay, the nodes are fine. I don't have like any node that is of type iframe right now, so that's okay. I'm importing nodes from here. In here I have the, I'll just get the iframe props for no reason. This is fine. This is also fine. Single node from nodes. There is a nodes directory in here which is exporting single node. Let's single node with iframe, and perfect. The card props, this is not supposed to have card props, this is supposed to have the iframe props, so we'll just fix that real quick. So now we have a single node with iframe which we can import from the same thing. I'm gonna import both of those things because I don't want to confuse myself so badly that I don't really know what to do anymore. Initial state is single node with iframe. This is the state. Okay, great. Now I want to go back to my website and I want to see how that looks. Okay, so that is iframe. That is cool. So we did manage to get like a iframe rendered on the canvas, though it's kind of laggy and it's not resizable, but other than that it is okay. It's great. It's not bad at all. So we're importing single nodes. Do we set up single nodes anywhere? No, we don't. That is great. Okay, I still don't know where we are setting up the nodes. So this is the initial state for the nodes. You set the nodes and you set everything else. I'm gonna go back to my app or flow in this case, and in here I'm passing all the nodes which are basically being imported from nodes. Use selector root state state.nodes, use selector state root state state.nodes.node. Okay, I'm a little confused. This is like slightly older code. I don't know where we're getting these two nodes from, and I want to fix that real quick, but I don't really know. This is a root reducer, which is fine. Can I just do single node here and see where are we using that? Not here, not here, not here, not here, just fine. Oh wait. So basically I think I'm adding all the single nodes here, which I don't want. Okay, I'm just gonna have like one iframe viewer. So this is my iframe. It's laggy as hell and it's not resizable, but it works. Okay, that's sticky. Is it sticky? No, it's not. So I have to drag and drop. I can drag and drop. I want to add resizing to this because without that I think this would be slightly less useful, but now onwards we can make use of cursor. I'm going to create a new composer and I will just ask it to, okay, so I want this to have dynamic height and width, and I want this to have, I also want to give it the component so that it is more, yeah, this component. Okay, so I would want this node type to have dynamic height and width, and I want this to have a way to resize it on the consumer end. Can you do that? Can you do that? Sounds so polite. Can you do that? It can. So it's going to modify both of those code. I'm just gonna hit apply all and hope that everything just works out of the box. Oh, there is some stuff that I need to do. Okay, I need to run some stuff, which is okay. So I'm gonna accept everything real quick, and I'm gonna run this, which I'll get an error because I can't install stuff until I use sudo, and then I can put in all of this here. That is a very specific problem though, having to use sudo. You will never ever run into this if you don't set up your Node.js the way I did. Okay, so this is the one. I think it should be resizable, but it's not. I don't see how to resize that. Wait, I mean, I can resize it like this by using my mouse, but can I resize the component? No, I can't. That doesn't work, probably because I'm not updating stuff, because cursor forgot how I set up the, or cursor doesn't know how I set up most of the stuff here. By default it's supposed to have height and width of 400, which is great. Now let's try and do something else. You know what I want to do? I want to have these nodes fetched in using Gemini. So we're gonna have to create this generate button, simulate this generate button on the app, because I want to have all these components hanging out with me on the canvas. The resizing doesn't work right now, probably because on resize, this is a resizable box. There are some min-max yeah, it doesn't work. No, yeah, it doesn't work. I think we can get something in the console. Nodes in the toolbar, no, that doesn't work either. So this resizing part is interesting because it doesn't work right now. I'm passing the resize to the iframe viewer component, which is coming from here. The height and width are predefined, but the on resize thingy isn't defined. So let's try and do that. Let's say props.on resize here, and let's go back to our flow and let's see what happens on resize. Do we have like something called on resize here? We don't, do we? There is something called on resize. I don't know. Let's see. So I'm just gonna add on resize and hope that it does what I want it to do. But as it is, I don't know if that'll be true, and that's why I'm like, okay, I want to console log the resize part and see if it actually works. So let's reload this real quick. And let's try to resize. Now we have some stale console logs in the sidebar, which I don't want, so let's just quickly remove that. I can search for console.log card toolbar. Let's just do toolbar, and for card we have the ID for the checked, which I don't really want anymore. So I just want to see if I can add the resizing. No, it doesn't do anything when I say on resize. So I will go here to the documentation site and I'll just see resize. Okay, a node resizer component can be used to add a resize UI for the custom node. The React Flow package also export node resize control component. Okay, this is great. This is exactly what we want. Custom resizer node. So you just have to add node resizer control to your component, So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna set up the node resize control, and I will wrap this inside of a parenthesis so that I can directly do something like this and push this there. Wait, I didn't mean to remove it. Push that here. Yes. So I just remove this. This should work technically. I mean, I'm hoping it will work. Let's see. Resize icon, which I don't know what that is, but I'll just export that here, because why not? And then the control styles, which I again don't know what is, but I'll just put them on top. And then let's go back to our tool and see if we have like a resizer. Yeah, so we do have some sort of a resizer. It doesn't really work, but we have a resizer. That's some progress. I'm gonna check out the resizable box part because I don't know if that is needed anymore. And now, yeah, I want to figure out how to resize this thing. So we do this, which is great. Let's go back to the app. This is a resizable node, position, data. It doesn't have to have like a height and width, but okay. Custom resizer node. There's gonna be React flow, fit view, min zoom, nodes, nodes type, and everything else. I don't know. What am I missing here? Are we importing anything? No, we're not. We're just using memo because this might be like a very really bad thing to do. So we're in the component. I don't want to use the memo in the component. I want to do it here. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna import React memo because I don't want to flood in and scare the shit out of my compiler. So that's there. So now we have most of the stuff set up the way it is supposed to be. Yes, everything is as expected. We have the resize control, we have on resize thingy. The slight problem that we might have is that wireframe viewer might not be resizable. So what we're gonna do is, for now, let's comment this out and let's just have like a simple div that says, hey, I'm an iframe viewer, because I want to, okay, cannot read property, cannot assign to read only property of width of object. Okay, I kind of have a feeling that something is wrong with the way I'm defining nodes here. I don't really know what though. So this is fine again. This is also a resizable node. This is resizable selected. XY theme, I don't really need that. This is node resize. Resize when selected. Custom resize icon. What am I missing here? React flow is very interesting because I keep on missing one thing or the other, always. I don't really know how to fix that. Custom resizer node, data, position, and style. Don't know if it matters, but let's just add styles here so that I don't have an excuse as to why this is not working. But I don't really think it will work with the styles anyways. I don't want to have this. I just want to have card props because, well, I don't need the card props anymore. But something is wrong here. So it says that this is an uncaught error. Am I doing something crazy in the on resize function, probably. God knows. Let's just remove this part real quick and retry that. Nope. Uncaught type error, cannot assign to read-only property width of object. So why does it say that it's a read-only property? I don't know. So we have on nodes change, as change, connect, node type. Oh wait, what if I just remove this? I have a feeling that it might actually start working once I remove that. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, it actually kind of does. I don't see that error anymore, so I'm assuming that it does something. Let's just go here quickly and let's copy this entire thing for now, and let's put it in the code. Oh no, we messed up. So let's copy this entire thing. Custom node, resize icon, data. I don't really want to show data, to be honest, but that's fine. So this is fine. Okay, fine for now. Okay, and go back to flow. We don't really need to have anything else apart from node type. So I'm just gonna take all of these three things back. And I need to probably show something in the iframe viewer, so I'm just gonna write hello, I am the best component ever. So resizing doesn't happen here, but if I go here, resizing works, which is cool, but it doesn't work when I'm doing stuff. So I need to figure out why. Nodes type is all of this. Okay, resizable node is imported from resizable node. And then custom resizer node is imported from here. Okay, I think I'm defining nodes type in a different way. Kind of not, I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's essentially the same thing, so I don't know. I can just comment this out for now and just say const node type is iframe viewer, and that thing iframe viewer, and I'm pretty sure that this is iframe viewer. Yep, I am right. This is initial edges. I don't have initial edges. Similarly, and everything else is very much the same. Okay, now I'm really worried as to why this would not work, because I expect it to work now. I do see some differences, and this doesn't really look like it's working. I'm not able to move it. Somehow, if I'm on the website, I can move it. Okay, this is confusing. Resizable node. Resizable node.jsx. Resizable node.tsx. And instead of all of this, let's just go here. Let's for a second, let's just copy all of this. Flow, we are here. We don't need anything else. And this needs to be updated, and these two doesn't really exist, so we can take that out. And with that being said, does it work now? It does. Wow, funny. So that does work, which basically means I was doing something wrong. I hate it when I'm the one who's making mistakes. it's not my favorite thing in the world to be making mistakes, but it's okay. There's going to be a resizable node. I'm going to import from resizable node, and I will have the nodes here. I'll call it resizable node for now. Okay, so this doesn't take in the resizing part. I don't know why, but that doesn't work. Nope. So when I pass in this node, it doesn't take in the resizing part, which is interesting. Just take this, and I might just say, hey, I have this data. Does that help you? Well, this is incorrect technically, because I need it to be resizable node. Label. No, this doesn't work, which basically means I'm doing something wrong in my flow, but I just don't know what that is. I have a bunch of different functions that I'm not really using, but that is fine. I'm still worried about. So if I just take this part and if I just push it here, I can say nodes and edges, and I'll just import that, and I'll just import that, and then when I reload, this works. So wow, funny stuff, very funny. Where was the problem then? I can add on nodes change and all those other things, hoping that this will work, but this part of reactive flow, if that is done, we can remove the other one. So I can move it, but I cannot resize it. Again, on nodes change, I can console log the changes, because I have a feeling that it is throwing an error when the changes is of type dimension. If the changes array has any object with key type and value dimensions, then we don't want to apply the changes, because that will throw an error. So it still doesn't work, but I don't get an error anymore, which is cool. I wonder what changed. I can remove this, and now I can't move it, and I can't do that either. Wait. Now I have a sus feeling that it wasn't working with all the changes that I did. Does this work right now? Yeah, this works right now. So I have nodes and everything, but as soon as I set up, okay. I said default nodes. There is a difference between default nodes and nodes, is there? The initial nodes to render in an uncontrolled flow. But if I change that to nodes, does that work? It doesn't. Beautiful. I have no idea. Also, it's very confusing. Yeah. But when I change that to node, that doesn't work. Why? An array of nodes to render in a controlled flow. So this is an uncontrolled flow. Let me try and ask cursor if it has any idea of what the fuck is going on. In here, if I pass my nodes in the nodes attribute, then the resizing doesn't work. But if I do that in a default nodes attribute, the resizing works. why and how to fix that. I don't know. It's a very interesting situation. It's a when handling control nodes versus uncontrolled nodes, because when using control nodes you need to make sure all the node updates including resize are properly handled in your state management. Okay. 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 So when you're using default nodes or like an uncontrolled flow, you don't really need to worry about the changes because it'll happen automatically. But otherwise, you're gonna have to worry about all the changes. So, say we add all of this. Say we add the styles tag here. And we also go down here and we say, I'm gonna manage all the changes myself. Now that we've done all of this, do you think it'll work? So this part is working, but this part doesn't work because again, it keeps telling me that this happens. I cannot change the width because it's a read-only property. Our frozen, we need to create a new node instead. Oh, I've tried all of this. Trust me, I've tried all of this and it didn't work. If it works right now, I'll be extremely happy because I've tried doing this and it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. See, I've tried doing this. No, it doesn't work yet. Same issue again. I need to figure out how to get rid of this issue because this is like one of those things which is taking so much of my time and I have no idea. Completely mutable copies. Great. Let's try that. Again, I'm hitting accept here. Probably you should go through the code before accepting it. That's not a great idea to just accept the code without reading it, but I do know what it is trying to do because I've done that multiple times myself and it didn't work. Okay, I'm stuck in a resize observer loop. I don't know. I think this is now frozen, is it? No, it's not. Luckily not yet. Okay. I don't know. This time I have no idea what now it is trying to do. No, we're still running into resize observer loop. No, we are still running into resize observer loop. But this is stupid. Okay, the changes that it's suggesting right now are stupid. I'll probably just end up not accepting them eventually if it doesn't work because I highly doubt if it's gonna work. It sounds stupid and weird, whatever it is trying to do. Width change, new change, what the fuck? Max width, dispense is resizing, clean the timeout. It's doing like a lot of complicated things and nothing is working. So I'm gonna do reject once and I'll reject again and I'll reject reject and reject. Are we back to the previous state? We kind of are. Let's see, if I do this it should give me an error. Perfect. So I can't change like height or width like this. So what do I need to do? Cannot assign to read-only property of width of object. I really need to figure out a way to do it in React Flow. React Flow. I would consider this stream as like extremely productive if I'm able to solve this one error that I'm running into. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Isn't this like the same thing? It is. Lol. All you need to do is concat merge to object like this using the spread, like this or like this. You have to assign it to an empty object. What you're doing here is that applying the changes on the nodes directly, and that I don't know if that's a great idea or not, but why can't I do that? In here you say that these changes are the changes that you need to apply, and can I size resize? No, there's no resize. Dimension, no, there's no dimension. Great, I don't know. Array of edge to apply the changes to. React flow controlled example of resizing nodes. I have a code sandbox example. Let's see. Custom node, floating edge, floating connection line, app. This is the interesting part. We have the nodes and we have the on nodes change function. Where's the on nodes change function? So you're automatically changing whatever is changed in the node. Okay. Okay. I'm getting a call. Hello.
हाँ हम 10-15 मिनट 15-20 मिनट में आ रहे हैं.
चलो ठीक है, मैं अभी पहुंचता घर. ओके जी. I think I'll have to end the stream here without being able to solve the issue that we're running into. I have to go home quickly. There's a doctor visiting my grandma and I have to be around. But I'll try fixing this error off stream probably. So yeah, that's pretty much all.